Alright, let's get back.
Oh, it's time to grab your glasses, family. It's time for us to get started. I'm so excited. Sitting up here, kids magic.
Yeah!
Shots out. Here we go.
Drink your water. Come on, drink your water, but first, take your breath and drink some water.
Take your breath.
Take your breath and drink some water.
Take your breath.
Take your breath and drink some water. Take your breath. Drink, 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 drink. Or should I say, breathe, breathe, then drink.
Take a breath. Take your breath.
Now, grab your glass for some water.
Grab your glass.
Lift your pitcher of that water.
Or bottle.
Get that pitcher of that water.
Simply pour some water. Drink, drink,
Drink, drink.
Drink your
Or should I say, lift, pour, then drink. Now move your body and drink some water.
Move your body.
Move your body and drink some water.
Move your body.
Move your body and drink some water. Bam. Just move your body. Drink, 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 drink.
Drink your
Or should I say, move, then drink.
Move your body. Move your body.
Now raise your glass and toast your ancestors. Raise your glass and toast your
Let's
ancestors.
toast.
Raise your glass and toast your ancestors, fam. Just raise your glass. Drink, 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 drink.
Drink your
Or should I say, raise, toast, then drink. Take your breath and drink some water.
Take your breath.
Lift and pour yourself some water.
Pour.
Move your body, drink some water.
Move it.
Raise your glass and toast your ancestors. Breathe, lift, move, toast. But remember to stay healthy. Remember the
4 pillars. Breathe, drink, eat, move. What?
Your weight in ounces.
Eat a culturally appropriate diet.
Behave.
Take your breath.
Come on.
Lift and pour.
You can do it.
Move your body.
Come on. Come on.
Toast your ancestors. Drink up.
Come on. Drink it. Drink it. Drink it. Come on. You can do it. Come on. Drink it. Lift it. Drink it. Come on. Drink that health in.
Drink, 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 drink.
Drink your water.
Take your breath.
Take your breath. Take your breath.
Lift and pour.
Lift it.
Move your body.
Come on. Come on.
Toast your ancestors. Drink, 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 drink. Drink your water. Drink, 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 drink.
Come on. Come on.
Drink your water.
Take your breath. Lift and pour.
Come on. Pour it.
Move your body. What?
Move.
Toast your ancestors. Drink, 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 drink.
What?
Drink your water. We up, we're live, and we're doing the show. Come on out and join us, family. Come.
Drink your water.
Alright, family, I'm experimenting with some new tools. So, alright, so right now I'm using that WhatsApp. So let's see what happens here. Alright, family, we up, we live right now. We are out, and we're doing the daily toast. We're going to do our toast to these ancestors as we usually do. I don't know why it's all messed up. Hey, that's even worse. What the hell did I do? It looked like my house on fire. But anyway, let's go on and build and come on and join us. Alright. Caption. Join the toast. I know y'all like, brother, I tell you, why you ain't doing that on Instagram? Well, everybody, they done mastered Instagram. I gotta find some other avenues where I can get in, where I fit in. Because I have various skills. And I ain't, let's go on G&J. I don't know how all this shit just popped up on me yesterday. And I'm like, okay, all right. So, in the midst of me trying to do a whole bunch of shit, so I set my status up on there. I sent out a Telegram. We're using Telegram now. So those that want to join us over on our Telegram, because what happens is with Telegram, I'm able to hit you directly on your phone. It's t.me/GNJ.media. Hold on. Let me put that on here, in here. It's t.me/G. Oh, my fault. Somebody got, so it's capital G, capital N, capital J, G&J, Tribe with a capital T. Because somebody got G&J Media. Ain't that something? Right? So actually, it would go like this. Let me do it right. HTTPS, boom, boom, t.me/G&J Tribe. I think that's it. So why Telegram? Why these other apps? Because I'm trying to figure out how can I text and stay more in touch with our tribe. Because as we start growing, you know what I'm saying, I want to make sure that you are getting the ding on your phone, because I know everybody don't check their email. But like if you get a notice or a text or something. So I was going to pay for a text service once again, but I said, why pay for a text service and people have to go on and opt in when we got plenty of apps around us where people can opt in and I can message them. Actually, we can have a full conversation on some of these apps with up to 20,000 people. You understand? We could do a live show on there just for individuals that are in the fam. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, as we start moving into the 21 day and go to Saba challenge, because some of you are going to want to do your own challenges, because y'all may have seen the differences that a little 20, because I'm on my second 21 day right now. So right now, like I said, I'm trying to increase the running. I'm doing the swimming. I want to do one where I'm going to increase the saunas, because I want to do at least 2 or 3 saunas per week. But like I said, I got to fit that in because I'm trying to get that swimming in, trying to get that running in, and we got a lot of stuff going on. So, boom, working that 21 day challenge. But then also we're going to have this 21 week challenge / initiation for individuals that's interested in joining tribe or want to do some intensive tribe building. Because like I said, we can help you over here at Gye-Nyame Journey, because there's a lot of mistakes that we have made that we can help you avoid. Because one of the most crucial things you could do nowadays is to build yourself a proper team. And if you're going to be the leader of that team, being able to allow people to have the space to blossom and do what they do. Right? Or help yourself develop. Self-development, family development, tribe development. Or better yet, we start backwards. Tribe development promotes family development, which promotes individual development. We've been learning wrong. It's been backwards. We've been going backwards. And I want you to understand that, family. We're going backwards. Right now, I guess this is my rant So let me go and put on my sound effects. First off, I need to remind you, you are now standing in the congregation of the mighty. This is the home of the stubborn minority. The place where your hustle builds muscle. This is Gye-Nyame Journey Media. I am your host, Brother Hatim. And of course, you know, this is the Daily Toast. And it's a Heart of a Simba production. Where we strive to blow up your old paradigms. Let me put on this damn war horn. Let me let the world know it's rant time. It's rant time. It's rant time. You need to tune in. You need to tune in about the rant. I'm pissed. Family. Personal development has gone awry. Personal development has gone awry. They have lied to you. They have lied to you. The whole personal development scam. What, brother? It's a goddamn scam. What do you mean, Brother Hatim? Because personal development is built up on the illusion that you are a single being. But I am a single being, Brother Hatim. I'm self-made. I have pulled myself up by my bootstraps. I survive on my own. I have my own house. I have my own payments. I am an individual being, Brother Hatim. So I need personal development, because personal development will help me get to the next level. Oh, you poor sap. You have drunk the Kool-Aid and you have fallen for the trick. History shows us that history does not shine well on individuals. It is not the individual that changes history, my friend. It is the group. And often that group is represented. And let me say that. Is represented by one of its members. This member may be elevated to a leader. This individual may be called a king. This individual may be called a pharaoh. This individual may be called a chief. They may be called a CEO, but they are a representative of something larger and greater than themselves. So when I say personal development is a scam, all these individuals that are telling you that you just need to work harder are lying to you, and they just taking your money. You just need to grind harder. You just need to outwork the next man. Family, let me be very clear with you. These individuals that's saying this shit to you have magnificent tribes, magnificent teams. They have developed a culture around themselves that allow them to get up on stage or to get in front of a camera and feed you bullshit, even though they might not even know it's bullshit. Because their greatness is not coming because they grinded harder. It's coming because they have developed a team or a tribe around themselves that allows them to do the shit that they're doing. Here at Gye-Nyame Journey, we're not going to lie to you. We're going to start with the group development so that you can see how it works. Family, you look at some of these people, right? They start off, they build their tribe. Their tribe empowers their family, and their family empowers them to do what it is they do. That is how it works. And that is how it has worked throughout history. History does not smile well on individuals. As a matter of fact, they call them serfs and slaves and shit like that. Once you get into a group and you break down those group bonds, you are able to make individuals, and those individuals become prey to you and your group. This is why divide and conquer works so well. If divide and conquer works, what wins? If divide and conquer loses, what wins? Huh? What's the opposite of divide? Multiply. Right? Multiply and conquer. So if divide and conquer is what makes you lose, multiplying, which is the opposite of divide, and pulling together or building up. Multiplying and building up. What's a better word that is the opposite of conquer? We know multiplying is there. Multiplying and developing. Multiplying and pulling together. Multiplying and Ujamaa. Multiplying and principal activation. See, what we receive is in our history lessons. We receive the brunt, what do they call it? The brunt of the joke. We get the aftermath of the joke. We get the shit that don't work. That's the funny part. And we rhyme with it. And we make it act like it worked. Jay-Z is not Jay-Z because Jay-Z can rhyme. Or he's even the best. Jay-Z is the best because Jay-Z knows how to build teams. He knows how to attract teams. LeBron. Oh, LeBron is cold. But LeBron was able to either work through a team and get to a point to understand the power of teams. Oh, what about Malcolm X, brother? Malcolm X only rose to prominence because of the tribe that he was rocking with. Other than that, he would have just been a black man talking on the streets. Marcus Garvey. Marcus Garvey was an excellent team builder. Was an excellent tribe builder. He just said it differently. Come on, family. Martin Luther King. Y'all, oh, come on now. Do I even need to break that down for you? Do you see where I'm going with it? So now, let me take it a little bit farther, because yesterday I talked about the beginning chapter of an outlier. So guess what Brother Hatim got for you before we get to the toast? Guess what Brother Hatim done pulled out for you? Come on now, say it with me now. You're damn right. He done found it. Yes, he has. Right in. I think this is the Times or something like this. Outliers, the New York Times. Do we got a subscription to this? I don't know. I got one to the Washington Post, and I got one to the Dispatch. Do I got one to the New York Times? I don't know. I ain't gonna risk it right now. So they start off by defining an outlier. Now, family, oftentimes we look at outliers. They keep you looking at the outliers, but they don't give you the full story of the outliers. That's why it's important to get books like this, right? Something that is situated away from or classed differently from a main or related body. A statistical observation that is markedly different in value from the other sample. Now here we go. Real quick, because I want to read through this. You know what I'm saying? So bear with me. Bear with me. You know what I'm saying? Roseto Valfortore lies 100 miles southeast of Rome in the Apennine foothills of the Italian province of Foggia. In the style of medieval villages, the town is organized around a large central square facing the square in Palazzo Marcelli, or something like that. The Palace of Sages, or Sagacci, family, once the great landowner of those parts. An archway to one side leads to a church, the Madonna del Carmine, Our Lady of the Mount Carmel. Narrow stone steps run up the hillside, flanked by closely clustered two-story stone houses with red tile roofs. For centuries, the Pasini or Rosato worked in the marble quarries in the surrounding hills or cultivated the fields in the terrace valleys below, walking 4 and 5 miles down the mountain in the morning and then making the long journey back up the hill at night. It was a hard life. The town folks were barely literate and desperately poor and without much hope for economic betterment, until the word reached the Rosetto at the end of the 19th century of the land of opportunity across the ocean. Guess what that land was? And guess who back the opportunity was built on? But I won't go there. I won't. I promise. I'm going to try to stay focused. In January 1882, a group of 11 Rosetons, 10 men and 1 boy, set sail for New York. They spent the first night in America sleeping on the floor of a tavern on Mulberry Street in Manhattan's Little Italy. Then they ventured west, ending up finding jobs in a slate quarry 90 miles west of the city in Bangor, Pennsylvania. Now here we go. The following years, 15 Rosetons left Italy for America, and several members of the group ended up in Bangor as well, joining their compatriots in the slate quarry. Those immigrants in turn sent word back to Rosetto about the promise of the New World, and soon one group of Rosetons after another packed up their bags and headed for Pennsylvania, until the initial stream of immigrants became a flood. In 1894 alone, some 1,200 Rosetons applied for passports to America, leaving the entire streets of their old village abandoned. So we have a whole group of individuals, a whole tribe, that got up and moved. They said, boom, all right. After the first group went out and they was able to go and secure something, others came, and then eventually, boom, we got a flood. So all of them left. What this got to do with what you saying, Brother Hatim? Hold on. They began buying land on the rocky hillside. Remember where they came from. Connected to Bangor only by a steep, rutted wagon path. They built closely clustered 2-story stone houses with slate roofs on narrow streets running up and down the hillside. They built a church and called it Our Lady of Mount Carmel, and named the main street on which it stood Garibaldi Avenue, after the great hero of the Italian unification. In the beginning, they called their town New Italy, but they soon changed it to something that seemed more appropriate, given that in the previous decade almost all of them had come from the same village in Italy. They called it Rosetto. In 1896, dynamic young priest Father Pasquale Danisco took over Our Lady at Mount Carmel. Danisco set up spiritual societies and organized festivals. Set up spiritual societies. That sound familiar to any of y'all out there? Did that sound like something that's going on possibly with? I'm gonna keep it moving. He encouraged town folks to clear the land and plant onions, beans, tomatoes, potatoes, melons, and fruit trees in the long backyards behind their houses. He gave out seeds and bulbs. The town came to life. The Rosettans began raising pigs in their backyard and growing grapes for homemade wine. Schools, a park, a convent, and cemetery were built. Small shops and bakeries and restaurants and bars opened along Garibaldi Avenue. More than a dozen factories sprang up, making blouses for the garment trade. Neighboring Bangor was largely Welsh and English, and the next town over was overwhelmingly German. So you had groups of individuals who came and hooked up with their tribe over here. You know, but we was going through some other shit while they was doing all this. We weren't able to compete. Alright? Which meant, given the fractious relationship between the English and Germans and Italians in those years, that Rossetti stayed strictly for Rosettans. If you wandered up and down the streets of Rosetto in Pennsylvania in the first few decades after 1900, you have heard only Italian spoken. And not just any Italian, but the precise Southern Fogan dialect spoken back in the Italian Rosetto. Rosetto, Pennsylvania was its own tiny self-sufficient world, all but unknown by the society around it, and may well have remained so, but for a man named Sturwalt Wolf. Wolf was a physician. He studied digestion and stomach and taught in the medical school, at the University of Oklahoma. He spent summer, hold on. I forgot to do something, so I'm going to come back to this. I want to make sure. We're reading first chapter, Outliers by Malcolm Gladwell. I want to make sure y'all got that. So we down here. Wolf was a physician. He studied digestion and stomach and taught in the medical schools at the University of Oklahoma. He spent summers at a farm he bought in Pennsylvania. His house was not far from Rosetto, but that, of course, didn't mean much since Rosetto was so much in its own world that you could live one town over and never know much about it. One of the times when we were up there for the summer, this would have been in the late 1950s, I was invited to give a talk at the local medical society, Wolf said. Years later, in an interview, after the talk was over, one of the local doctors invited me to have a beer. And while we were having a drink, he said, "You know, I've been practicing for 17 years. I get patients from all over, and I rarely find anyone from Rosetto under the age of 65 with heart disease." Wolf was skeptical. This was the late 1950s. Years before the advent of cholesterol-lowering drugs and aggressive prevention of heart disease, heart attacks were an epidemic in the United States. They were the leading cause of death in men under the age of 65. It was impossible to be a doctor, common sense said, and not see heart disease. But Wolf was also a man of deep curiosity. If somebody said that there were no heart attacks in Rosetto, he wanted to find out whether that was true. Wolf approached the mayor of Rosetto and told him that his town represented a medical mystery. He enlisted the support of some of his students and colleagues from Oklahoma. They poured over the death certificates from residents of the town, going back as many years as they could. They analyzed physician records. They took medical histories and constructed family genealogies. We got busy, Wolf said. We decided to do a preliminary study. We started in 1961. The mayor said, "All my sisters are going to help you." He had 4 sisters. He said, "You can have the town council room." I said, "Where are you going to have council meetings?" He said, "Well, we're postponing for a while. The ladies would bring us lunch. We had little booths where we could take blood, do EKGs. We were there for 4 weeks. Then I talked with the authorities. They gave us the school for the summer. We invited the entire population of Rosetto to be tested. The results were astonishing. In Rosetto, virtually no one under 55 died of heart attack or show any signs of heart disease. For men over 65, the death rate from heart disease in Rosetto was roughly half that of the United States as a whole. The death rate from all causes in Rosetto, in fact, was something like 30 or 35% lower than it should have been. See, you're supposed to be sick. America is supposed to make you sick. That's the only thing I can conclude. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I just want y'all to understand what he's saying. That cannot. This ain't me. This ain't Brother Hot Tim. This is a doctor. That should not be. That should have it. Then it should have it. You should have been sick. Rosetto should have been sick. They should have been falling over. But something is going on here. We got to figure out why they not sick and start getting some shit up in here to make them sick. Hold on. Wolf brought a friend of his, a sociologist from Oklahoma named John Broom, to help him. I hired medical students and sociology grad students as interviewers. And we went house to house and talked to every person aged 21 and over. Brown remembers this had happened more than 50 years ago, but Brown still had a sense of amazement in his voice as he remembered what they found. There was no suicide, no alcoholism, no drug addiction, and very little crime. They didn't have anyone on welfare. Then we looked at peptic ulcers. They didn't have any of those either. These people were dying of old age. That's it. That's what I told y'all yesterday. What does this have to do with greatness, Hot Tim? What does this have to do with the self-development hustle? What does this have to do with the hustle cult and the hustle porn that's out here, brother Hatim, that we're reading about. What does this have to do with me being the next rap phenom? What does this have to do with me being the next successful entrepreneur, brother Hatim? Give me a second. Be patient. I'm gonna bring it home. I'm bringing it home. If I can't do nothing else, I'll always bring it back home. Even though I might forget where I was going, I'm always going to bring it back home. Tell him, brother Hot Tip. Tell him again. Tell him again. Where is the war horn? We at war. You don't even understand. So he brought a sociologist in. Let's keep it up. He brought a sociologist in because he couldn't find what was going on medically. So they had to look at what was going on in the society. What was going on in the culture. How is it that we have a town of people that are dying of old age? They shouldn't be this healthy and be in America. This was known back in 1950s, 1960s. What in the hell is going on here? Wolf's profession had a name for a place like Rosetta, a place that lay outside everyday experiences, where the normal rules did not apply. Rosetta was an outlier. 2. Wolf's first thought was that Rosettans must have held on to some dietary practices from the old world that left them healthier than other Americans. But he quickly realized that wasn't true. The Rosettans were cooking with lard instead of the much healthier olive oil they used back in Italy. Check it out. Listen. This is for real. Pizza in Italy was a thin crust with salt, oil, and perhaps some tomatoes, anchovies, or onions. Pizza in Pennsylvania was bread dough plus sausage, pepperoni, salami, ham, and sometimes eggs. Sweets like biscotti and torelli used to be reserved for Christmas and Easter. Now they were eaten all year round. When Wolf had dietitians analyze the typical Rossettian eating habits, he found that a whopping 41% of their calories came from fat. Nor was this a town where people got up at dawn to do yoga and run a brisk 6 miles. So, they wasn't holding on to old ways. They wasn't getting up running. They wasn't doing yoga. It wasn't one of these health. It wasn't a cult. It wasn't a hustle porn town. The Pennsylvania Rosettans smoked heavily, and many were struggling with obesity. If it wasn't diet and exercise, then what about genetics? The Rosettans were a close-knit group from the same region of Italy, and Wolf's next thought was whether they were of a particular hardy stock that protected them from disease. So he tracked down relatives of the Rosettans who were living in other parts of the United States to see if they shared the same remarkable good health as their cousins in Pennsylvania. They didn't. What in the hell is going on? Are you interested? Do I have your attention? Attention, please. Attention, please. Do I have their attention? Do I got their attention now? Let me see. Do I got your attention? Class is in session. Class is in session. I'm about to bring it home. He then looked at the region where the Rosettans lived. Was it possible that there was something about the living in the foothills of eastern Pennsylvania that was good for your health? The 2 closest towns to Rosetta were Bangor, which was just down the hill, and Nazareth, a few miles away. These were both about the same size as Risotto and populated with the same kind of hard-working European immigrants. Wolf combed through the both towns' medical records for men over 65. The death rate from heart disease in Nazareth and Bangor was something like 3 times that of Rosetta. Another dead end. What Wolf slowly realized was the secret to Rosetta wasn't diet or exercise, or genes or regions where Rosetta was situated. It had to be Rosetta itself. As Bruin and Wolf walked around the town, they began to realize why. They looked at how Rosettans visited each other, stopping to chat with each other in Italian on the street or cooking for each other in their backyard. They learned about the extended family clans that underlay the town's social structure. They saw how many homes had 3 generations living under one roof and how much respect grandparents commanded. They went to Mass at Our Lady of Mount Carmel Church and they saw unifying and calming effects of the church. They counted 22 separate civic organizations in a town of just under 2,000 people. They picked up on the particular egalitarian ethos of the town that discouraged the wealthy from flaunting their success and helped the unsuccessful obscure their failures. They made everybody feel human. They didn't flaunt. They had rituals together. Ceremonies together. They looked out for each other. They were a tribe. Since they came together as a tribe, they was able to develop strong families. Them strong families created healthy and strong individuals. In transplanting the Pasan, culture of southern Italy to the hills of eastern Pennsylvania, Rosettans had created a powerful protective social structure capable of insulating them from the pressures of the modern world. So when they go to their home, they receive. The Rosettans were healthy because of where they were from, because of the world they had created for themselves in their tiny little town in the hills. I remember going to Rosetta for the first time, and you see three generational family meals. All the bakeries, the people walking up and down the street, sitting on their porches, talking to each other. The blouse mills where the women worked during the day while the men worked in the slave quarters. Broom said it was magical. When Bruno Roof first presented their findings to the medical community, you can imagine the kind of skepticism they faced. They went to conferences where their peers were presenting long rows of data arrayed in complex charts referring to this kind of gene or that kind of physiological process. And they talked instead about the mysterious and magical benefits of people stopping to talk to each other on the street and having 3 generations living under one roof, living a long life. The conventional wisdom said that at the time depended to great extent on who we were. That is, our genes. It depended on the decisions people made, on what they chose to eat, and how much they chose to exercise, and how effectively they were treated by the medical system. No one was used to thinking about health in the terms of a place. Wolf and Braun had to convince the medical establishment to think about health and heart attacks in an entirely new way. They had to get them to realize that you couldn't understand why someone was healthy if all you did was think about their individual choices. Let's expand that to success. That they had to get them to realize that you couldn't understand why someone was successful if all you did was think about their individual choices or actions in isolation. They had to get them to realize that you couldn't understand why someone was wealthy, not healthy, wealthy, if all you did was think about the individual choices or actions in isolation. They had to get them to realize that you couldn't understand why someone was happy if all you did was think about their individual choices or actions in isolation. We are not an island. This is what I'm trying to get you to understand. People are selling you shit that makes you believe that you're an island, and it is all about your individual choice. But you can make all the right choices, but if your home life is fucked up and your tribe life is fucked up, guess what? You had to look beyond the individual. You had to understand what the culture You have to understand what culture. You have to understand what culture they were part of. Family, what culture you part of? What's your culture? And what are the benefits of you participating in that culture? What's your tribe? And what are the benefits of your participation in it? You had to understand what culture they were part of and who their friends and families were and what town in Italy their family came from. You had to appreciate the idea of that community, the values of the world we inhabit, and the people we surround ourselves with has profound effects on who we are. The value of an outlier was that it forced you to look a little harder and dig a little deeper than you normally would to make sense of the world. And if you did, you could learn something from the outlier. My fault. And if you did, you could learn something from the outlier that could use to help that you could use to help everyone else. And outliers, I want you to do for our understanding of success what Stuart Wolf did for our understanding of health. Do we not cover this every day? Now we're going to get into the libation. I'm going to go and get through it real quick. But I want y'all to just think about this, family. Stop buying into the hustle porn. Understand that your individual success is connected directly to the culture that you come from. The culture that you are building. We have an opportunity right now, right here, to develop and build our culture. That feast that we just had was only was an example of where we could be, of what we could do on a regular basis. Just an example with just a little support that we have. What's going to happen when we got 100 members in Gye-Nyame tribe? What happens when we get to the limit and we have to split? And we have to split 75-75 and have 2 tribes now. What happens? What happens when we have over 300, 400, 1,000 people, just 1,000 people that understand this idea, that understand that my success is not an individual thing. My success is not an individual thing. My success is a result of the culture that I come from. My success is a result of the people that are around me. My success is built off of the successes that came before me. I am a strong individual because I came from a strong family, and my family is part of a strong tribe. And we look out and we take care of each other. But they don't want you to get that. No. You can't get that. No, you got to stay on the hustle grind. You got to stay on the hustle wheel. You know what I'm saying? You got to go and support somebody else's tribe. See, because that's what your job is. Your job is you supporting somebody else's tribe. That's what that is. You supporting somebody else's culture. That's what it is. I'm going to finish up this bottle of ambrosia. I'm about to order some more honey. I'm about to brew some more ambrosia. But family, let me tell y'all right now. So the sea moss is in. I got to order the bags. We're going to be selling the quarter-pound bags. We're going to be able to sell a quarter-pound for about $10. We're going to sell a quarter-pound for about $10. Right? Doing pretty good. I think that's a good price. But also, we're going to be able to have the jars of we're going to call it maybe the food of the gods. I don't know. But we got that ambrosia or ambrosia, right, mixed with the sea moss. Because what happens is that the sea moss is dry, and what happens is when you put it in the water, it expands. So I said, what if we soak it in that ambrosia? So I soaked it in that ambrosia, and right now I got people testing it. So if anybody out there that's interested in testing a bottle, by all means, I'm making a bottle so that they could be tested. You know what I'm saying? So you need, especially if you're a supporter or you're a member of Gye-Nyame, you in the tribe, let me know. I'm going to get you your bottle for free. I'm testing it out. You take 1 or 2 tablespoons and you make you some, you make you a smoothie. Or you can eat it straight up off the spoon. And it's going to present you with the health benefits. And like I said, I'm going to have the total write-up of all the health benefits of everything. Because we already discussed the health benefits of that ambrosia. We got that green tea in there. We got that honey. We got the fermentation process. We know that it's a probiotic. We getting it in there, right? But now we're connecting it with the fiber that is coming off of that sea moss, and we're combining it with all those minerals that's coming with that sea moss, and the health benefits of that sea moss, and we're mixing it all together and grinding it down to a nice little smooth paste that we have to keep. And this I'll be able to ship around. You know why? Because the ambrosia by itself is volatile. You know what I'm saying? I ship that shit. If it get too hot, we already know what's gonna happen. But we ain't got to worry about that with this. We get some dry ice and we can ship it in nice little packages and we can send it out. You know, but I ain't shipping them out one at a time, that's for sure. Shipping, you gotta pay for shipping and handling. But anyway, it is what it is, family. We're going to lift up our glass. We toasting the creator by whatever name you choose to call that creator. We lift up our glass. We salute that creator. And guess what we say? We say the word of power around these parts. And we say, Ashe. From there, we lift up our glass. And we move to our ancestors. We lift up our glass. We call on our ancestors. We got Miles Brown, Miss Ann, Robert the Texana, Davis, Herman Brown, Singh, Rosalie, Tilly, Georgia, William Walter, Christopher Pendergast, and Eileen, Uncle Chris, I'm Fiend, Cleveland, and Geneva Brown, Margaret Ellis, Wash Ellis, Cecil Ellis, Robert Brown, Gina Gaines, Herman Brown II, Barbara Twiggs, Wash Ellis Jr., Katie Ellis, Nikki Ellis, Jamon Jones, Jeremiah Tapper, John Fallar, Montague Pittman L, No More Exapet, Mount Rob, Malika Fakur, Dr. Marianne Williams, Kojo Kamal, The Farmer, Elder Millie Dix, Tony Clark, Pastor Yusef Weston, Elder Ajani, Elder Ron Coleman, Elder Robert Donaldson, Alfred Brofro, Hector Jr., J. Edwards, Carl Out Hayes, Grace Lundy, Inez Hayes, William Bill Moss, Phyllis Rose, Sterling and Lucy Wright, Dale Pullen, the Luxor Brothers, Miss Eda Brooks Crawley, Miss Marie Nelson, Mr. Frederick Crawley Sr., Miss Jerry Brunson, Miss Lance Johnson, Miss Marie McDowell, Jan Foster, Charles Jordan, Kel Smith, Walter Smith, Rich Trigg, Frank Johnson, May Franklin, Jimmy Williams, Dane Ford, George Gibson, Nana, Loretta Clark, Inez McCrae, Fritz Clark, Frankie Justice, Katie Justice, Derek Renneman, Virginia Rogers, Reverend James Smith, Lewis Henderson, Kevin Spratling, Mary Elizabeth Walker, Rain Walker Sr., Sarah Jane Carter, Michael Ford Jr., Kellen D. Russ, Susie B. Smith, Teresa Clay, Mel Hodge Jr., Herman Copeland, Mitchell Copeland, Jenny Clay, Bird Beatty said, well, live with the farmer, I go to Sue Shell, Harvey on Charmaine, Evelyn Theodorus Hasbury, Harvey Hasbury, Senior, Leonard Dixon, T.C. Islam, Terrell Dunbar, Will Thomas, said Barry, Mark Walsh, Merle B. Thorne, Pearl G. Thorne, Out of Johnson, Florence M. Carter, Joanne Thorne, Eric Trish Lewis, Juanita Wright, Robert Wright, George Wright, Mary, Eliza Frederick Davis, Mary, Elizabeth Rogers, May, Esther, Keisha Reese, Linda Watson Hammonds, Jarrell Giles Watson, Spell, Slimmy Seven Lewis, Andrew Holmes, Percy Moore, Mildred Owens, Booker T. Bowden, Charlie Hunt, Sammy Stover, Heather Pearson, Sturgeon Thornton, Richard Thornton, Lavinia Hall, Freeman Bankster, May Moss, Sophia Peacock, Willie Thornton, Napoleon Kennedy, Mark Ramsey, Paul Ramsey, Matt Ramsey, David Ramsey, Charles E. Thornton, Frankie Quills, Raina Thornton, Bernice Quills, Ernestine Jackson, Frankie Johnson, Teresa Mormon, Leon Johnson, James W. Wassini, James Parham, Dana Jones, Hit World, Jane Farmer, Mary Chavez, Now Grace, Bessie Johnson, Adley Vesta, Mary Moreland, Paul Moreland, Elder Caleb, Rosemary Martinier, Adama Mattel Wellman, Fred Douglas Triggs II, Vina Triggs, Reverend Eddie Moore, Helen Fuller, Eugene Jackson Sr., Richard Ellis, Silas Alexander, Charles Maxwell, Percy Alexander, Arthur Reynolds, Stanley Lockhart, Ricky Lockhart, William Lockhart, Woodrow Lockhart, Brenda Porter, Deacon Hargrove, Carla Sawyer, Andrew Parker, Doris Downer, Ez Murphy, D'Amica Russ, Denny Monez, Gina Ruth Jones, Jana Callahan, William Walter West, Nigella Paris, Elder Basiji Fulani, Jim Robinson, Gladys Johnson, Valerie Clark, John and Mary Sullivan, Dirk Johnson, Antonio Johnson, Denise Waters, Dupree Desires, Ernest Bostic, Ed Bostic, Winifred Scanner Berry, Wilson Haley, Emma Hine, Phyllis Lee, Eugene Spratling, Kevin Spratling, Charles Wooden, Penny Brown, Roy Lee Printup Jr., Miriam Johnson, Wilbur Longmire, Eddie Candy, Janice Carter, Mike Carter, Leon Pino Carter, Mark Carter, William Carter, Lisa Carter, Charles Jordan, Lee Carter, Lisa Jordan. Let me. Lost it. I lost it. I was on Vibe. We had the Carters. Janice Carter, Mark Carter, Leon Pina Carter, Mark Carter, William Carter, Lisa Jordan, Charles Lee Mosley, Dorothy R. Blair, Ransom Amber Sr., Sam Amber Sr., Neilon Blair Sr., Edward Stevens, Sue Ann Stevens, Joe Davis, Timothy Butler, Gene Holmes, Dana Jones, Peter Charles, Christy Nichols, Cardinal Robinson, Rosemary Charles, Ada Pearl, Bob Ingles, Jack Wallace, Warren M. Finch, Warren P. Finch, Tim Ingles, Archie Finch, William Billingsley Jr., Jennifer Sensabaugh, Hazel Gaston, Jerry Brownlee, Brian Watson Jr., Kanico Parsons, Jason Kathy Bradford, Thomas Bradley, also known as Uncle Pookie, also known as Gypsy. We got Reverend Roosevelt Word the First, Stacey Trice, Frank Smith, Mother Bertha, Michael Leonard, Dave Brown, Ruth Carter, June Cox, Ruth Cox, Paula Cox, Ronald Urban, Judy Hubbard, Irene Johnson, Francis Booth, Jefferson, Dan Wilkinson Sr., Emma McClendon, Jerry Doe, Amina Robinson, Mary Nichols, Patricia Williams, Shabaka Teray, Greg G2 Gibson, Donna Hill, Richard Glebus, Lee Irby, Tommy Irby, Roy Irby, Jim Crochet, George and Hallie Johnson, Archie Margaret Armstead, Don Scott, Erica Armstrong, Claire Fox, Gene Evans, Archie Beck, Anna McGill, Charles McDaniel, Christine Cottrell, Becca Alice Arnold, Arthur Arnold, Hattie Reed, Charles Reed, Eula and Andrew Baker, Patricia and Edward Brooks, Gwendolyn and Bob Hatch, Kimball Vernon, Bradley Kim, Harry Tubman Cates, Spencer Sturgis, Sally Mae Baker, Ethel Baker, Creola Baker, Geneva Baker, Aaron Nino, Baby Hatch, Senior, Mally Miller, Housie Hashtag, Cleveland, Mother Gibson, Axe Nixon, John Bowie, Lester and Rachel Saunders, Dorita Ross, Riola Ross, Robert Nelson, Fred Stevenson, Leroy Stokes, Neely Johnson, Fletcher Swan, Manny and Charlie Scott, Ida Casey, Thomas Cofer, Vivian Stevenson, Mona Ann Lewis, Cornetta Lyman Lewis, John Jackson, William Dallas, Lewis Mary France, Chappelle Jackson, Michael Slade, Joanne Perkins, Richard Jackson, Martha Ford Dawson, Big Mama, Nanny Harris, Eva Ford, James Harrison, Margaret Towns, Mary Williams, Leroy Q. Heath Sr., Albert Moore, Miss Vanilla, Alice Motley, Geraldine Elizabeth, Douglas Thompson, Erton Houston, Lud Alls, Elijah Aldron Alls, Henry West Staten, Joe Jamel, Alzan Pierce, Donna Carter, Lily Green, Nathan Green, Brad Vaughn, John Dewey, Ruth Beard, Tim Butler, Raymond Laura Newton, J.B. Foggy, Senior, J.B. Foggy, Senior, J.B. Foggy. I lost it at J.B. Foggy. Hold on. Lost it at J.B. Foggy. J.B. Foggy. Where we at? Where you at, J.B. Foggy? Who else around you? Alright, we're going to take it at JB. Well, he got to be down below this. Alright, I can't find JB Foggy, so I'm going to go Void Irby, Jim Gaucher. Then we're going to go Jerry Doyle, Amina Robinson, Mary Nichols. Alright, cool. We're going to move up. Michael Leonard, David Brown, Ruth Carter, June Cox. No, that's too far back. JB Foggy. Would he be after this clan? Where you at, JB Foggy? And why did I stop at you today? Alright. Dad Cleveland, Mother Gibson, Axe Nixon, John Bowie, Lester, Richard Saunders, Dorita Ross, Wheeler Ross, Robert Nelson, Prince Stevenson, Leroy Stokes, Neely Johnson, Fletcher Swan, Maddie and Charlie Scott, Ida Casey, Thomas Cover, Vivian Stevenson, Mona Ann Lewis, Cornetta Lyman Lewis, John Jackson, Willie Dallas Lewis, Mary France, Chappelle Jackson, Michael Slade, Joanne Perkins, Richard Jackson, Martha Ford Dawson, Big Mama, Nanny Harris, Eva Ford, James Harrison, Margaret Towns, Mary Williams, Leroy Q. Heath Sr., Albert Moore, Miss Vanilla, Albert Monty, Geraldine Elizabeth, Douglas Thompson, Erton Houston, Lud Alls, Elijah Alls, Jerome Alls, Henry West Staten, Joe Jamel Alls, and Pierce, Donna Carter, Lily Green, Nathan Green, Beth Vaughn, John Dewey, Ruth Beard, Tim Butler, Remy Laura Newton, J.B. Foggy, there you go. Thomas Newton Sr., Barbara Naeem, Jeanette Sanders, J.C. Sanders, Ward Pruitt, H.J. Brownlee Sr., Henry Wilson, Rufus Jenkins, Minnie Wilson, Kathy Sanders, Mary Ellis, Elizabeth Sanders, Henrietta Irby, Mildred Armstead, Margaret Armstead, Captain Anthony, Ruth Brown, Charles Walker Sr., Charlie Walker, Cecil Rush, Don Irvin, Hiram Phillips, William Ford, Margaret Logan, Phyllis Barnett, Lee Irvin Sr., Michael Irvin, Rosella Watson, Hugo Watson, John Caldwell Sr., Robert Lee Caldwell, Neville Mitchell, Ron McCormick Sr., Sabrina Easley, Sean Easley, JaVale McCormick, Barbara Ann Reed, Dorothy Ann Reed, John Reed, Shekamaha Reed Jr., John Reed Jr., Patricia Reed, Edward Benson Sr., Ethel H. McNair, Louis Fernandez, Jacqueline Broadus, Reginald Albert, Madison Cofer, George Swan, Imani Grayson, Charles Scott, Charles H. Scott, Michael Morgan, Charlene Morgan, Sybil Evans McNabb, Annie Ferguson, William Ferguson, Shelby McClendon. We also have Joella Giles, James Carswell, Liberta Adams, also known as our sister. We got Shaka McNair, Anthony Brown, Jonathan Ford, Lottie Gaucher, Cousin Tony, Michael Johnson, James Jimmy Johnson, Barbara Shane Lewis, Ronald Sheldon Jr., Damon Top, Stina Banks, Joseph Bink, Quincy Mama, Anna Lady, Abraham Isaac Cunder, Barbara Lewis, Renee Johnson, Joey Wine, Ross Wiggins, Jamonte Marcus Parsons, Nas Words, Marshawn McHale, Demetrius Beard, Herb Jefferson, Rob Mickens, Eric Walker, Chris Sample, Candace Simmons, Summer Clayton, Linda Jones, Sade Garner, Melvin Scott Sr., Eric Clemens Luckin, Mr. Thorne, Johanna, Jasana Lynette Lewis, Henderson Mosley, Charles Jordan, Huey S. Sec, Fanny L. Webb, Dan Walton, Al Alti Sue Walter, Emma Walter, James Brown, Giles, Sonny, Pete Walton, William Walton, We have Fred Powers, Elijah Juan Hakeem Akoma, Alberto T. Davis, Charles Davis, Willie R. Mackey. Also known, where we at? William R. Mackey, also known as Dr. Kareem Mackey, Victor Bowden, Priscilla Kitty Berger, Lucy White, Robert Lee White, Emma Jean White, Talton, Roger White, R.L. White, Jesse White, Ruby Jewel White, Johnson Carl White, Desi Woods, T.L.R. Woods, Lennox Jim Woods, Lizzie Woods, Juanita Alexander Brown, Cynthia Ann Wright, Richard Dorsey, Andy Simpson, Jamira Simpson, Regina Hopkins, Joseph Simpson, Eddie Dorsey, Anna Nora Hopkins, Edward West, Alice Wester, Ivy West, Arnella Willis, Ethel Lane, Samantha DeMond, Ethel Marshall. Got Steve Dougie Shelton, William Bill Walker, Carl Rico Johnson, Kim Gray, Stuart A. Johnson, Edward Young III, Isaac Jackson, Gisella Merle, Wayne Young, Christina Young, Thomas Young, Frank Merle, Sylvester Foster, James Leslie Winston, A. Julia Lawrence, Ozell Leathers Sr., Gladys Cofer, Ozell Leathers Jr., Geneva Jackson, R.J. Lacey, also known as Toot the Don. We got Sarah Winston, Chris Kinney, Margaret Minter. Got Mae Smith, Juanette Florence Stith Gibbs, Carl William Duncan Jr., Jenny Callahan, Danny Hill, Miko D. Nice Hill, Andre Martin, Mabel Williams. We got Terry Brown, Teresa Biddle. Got Teresa Biddle, Lavonna Kincaid, Carla Sawyer, Reverend Jesse Porter, Deacon Ezekiel Dennis, Brenda Porter, Craig Lee Jones, Granny Buda, Papa Al Reese, Inez Smith, George Gamble Sr., Joseph Gelder, Joseph Garnett, LaShonda Jamal, Leroy Raleigh, Mona Yolanda Hunter, Yvonne Patrice Turner, and Herman Reeves, Monda Reeves, Josh Reeves, Lena Kate, Pam Johnson, Baron Reese Fisher, Jerry Johnson McCallum, also known as Mama Moon, Sheila Ann Lee, Panchetti Albert, Donna Brooks, Barbara Mose, Out of Spade, Ira Branson, Eric Winston, Darren Bridges, Francisco Matisse, also known as Sonny. We got Charles Stevenson Jr., King Pleasant, Sarah Keat, Lena Shepard, Brodell Willard, Mabel Haskins, Wilbur Shepard, Dennis Jackson. Got William Haskins, Geraldine Jackson, Henry Jackson Sr., Edward Jones, Leslie Travis, Charlize Barnes, DeJuan Lewis Taylor, Madeline Yates, June Dandridge, Daisy Wilfork, Frederick Smith, James and Amanda Baldwin, Linda Williams, Sally Williams, Vivian Stevenson, Irene Harris, Kelly Williams, Abu Scales, Pat Williams, Ms. Bertha Walker, Tony Ogletree, Grandma Marguerite, Tracy Emery, Hassan Abdul Razak, Vivian Johnson, B.J. Johnson of Alvishel, Robledo, Monterosa, Chet Word. We got Mama Rahani, and we got Deborah Ray, Michelle Nash. Family. We raise our glass. We salute each and every last one of our ancestors as we do on a daily basis here. We lift up our glass high and we say, Ashe. From there, family, we move to the present moment. Right now, we are in the moment of Ujamaa. Ujamaa. For those that don't speak the language, I will break it down for you in a second. For those that don't understand, right? You like, Brother Hatim, I'm trying to keep up. You need to go on over to, I'm typing it in for you real quick. Free G&J eCourse.com. Hot damn. Come on over to the free eCourse. It's free right now. But now if you want to walk through the process, we got the tools to walk you through the process now. We have the tools to walk you through the process now. Right? We on Ujamaa, right? And I want you to understand, for those that those that are on the path with us, family, I ask you to open up your reticular formation, seek out your principles. We have to start seeing our principles. Right? We have to start seeing who practicing our principles and who not practicing our principles. It's time for us to, in a sense, build our Rosetta or whatever the name of that time. It's time for us, right? You know, because like I said, just people caring, people loving, people hugging, you know what I'm saying? Taking care of each other, working together. It's providing people with healthy and better lives. And when you have a healthy and better life, guess what? You got time to build wealth. If you got time to build wealth, you got time to extend your space and time. Come on now. So we on Ujamaa. For those that don't speak the language, Ujamaa means cooperative economics. The demonic principle for the day is reciprocity. Fits perfectly. Gratitude is what we teach the young people in the M7. The color is green. You get your shirt. All you got to do is go on up to the shop. We got the shop right up there on gnj.media. And also you can find the shop on our Facebook page. We got the color green. You're going to get your Daily Toaster shirt, as you can see, right? Polarity is the Hermetic law of the day. Male name is Yah, female name is Yah. We lift up our glass, we salute this moment, empower this moment, and we say the word of power around these parts is Ashe. From there, family, we move on. From there, we move to the future. We toast our children's children on to infinity. We toast them. We lift them up. And also, we going to salute the great things that you going to do by using these moments, because eventually these moments turn into the past. So one day, I'm going to be able to look back at some of the shit that we did and raise our glass. You know what I'm saying? Because because we're going to do it. Anyway, we lifting up the glass. It get kind of confused. Lifting up the glass, we say Ashe. From there, family, we lift up our glass. We move to all of our relations and we say Ashe. From all of our relations, we move on and we lift up our glass. And this is for that special libation. This is for those people that need prayer. This is for those people that need energy. They need energy from us, our extended family, our extended tribe. We send out that energy, that healing energy, to help them through their struggles. And we lift up our glass and we say Ashe. From there, family, where do we go? Very simple journey, right? We're going to move to that selfish toast. This is for you. What is it that you need right now to move into your greatness? Lift up our glass. Come on. I'm listening. Ashe. From there, family, what do we need? Where do we go? We're going to lift up our tribe. My tribe is Gye-Nyame. I'm lifting it up high. Lift up your tribe. Who your tribe? Say their name. Say their name. Say their name. I'm lifting it up. Gye-Nyame, my tribe, lifting it up. If you don't have a tribe, family, you need to get one. Build a tribe. Or join the tribe. Tribe up. Lifting up our glass. You need some help with that? Let us know. Ashe. Last but not least, family, I want to toast the most magnificent, most beautiful, most uplifting, most inspiring, most powerful person in the room right now. I'm lifting my glass up to you. And with that, we say Ashe. 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 Family, I wish you peace, power, joy, and 100 years. Now it's time off to the adventure. I must go. Family, I must leave you now. So let's get it. I'm out. Blessings and peace may they be upon you. Oh damn, I could have let me do this while we here. Need to upload some shit for y'all start messaging. Okay. Alright. I'm opening up this Telegram on all my I know the Chinese spying on me, but what the fuck, you know. Yep, we know the Chinese spying on us. We cool. Oh, we got it. Oh, Lord. All right, cool. We cool. All right, so let's get up. Let's get out. I need to upload something real quick. Before I do all of that, let me upload video. But I don't need y'all here to do that. All right, family, we are out. Thank you for joining us.